If you like what I do, consider joining my channel or donating to my coffee. Links in the description. Hey, it's the Metroidvania Guru, and welcome back to my Metroidvania demo impression series, where I give my impressions on a Metroidvania's demo, and it's a series. Today's game is Trash Heart, a game starring a gun-wielding raccoon and sequel to the incredibly fun Microvania Trash Quest. And when I say sequel, I mean this game picks up right where the last game left off. Spoilers for Trash Quest, but your quest ended in a pit of trash. And in Trash Heart, your little raccoon is dumped out of that trash pit and into a landfill. And, might I say, your raccoon looks rather dapper for just having been swimming in refuse. Must have picked up that cape while foraging through the garbage. Anyway, Trash Heart is currently up on Kickstarter. I'm putting a link in the description and pinned comment. Consider backing it if you haven't already. And if you need a little convincing, stick around and hear what I have to say about it. As is with most games, the first thing you notice is how it looks. And Trash Heart looks really good. Compared to its monochromatic predecessor, it looks like a game from a whole other franchise. Sprites and animations look incredible, colors pop, and the music in the original was heavenly, but good God Almighty, just listen to these tracks. These are some David Wise-esque masterpieces, and I'm not even joking. Every track is an absolute banger. Is this the perfect soundtrack for rummaging through a landfill in the middle of a robot turf war? After much research, I've concluded beyond a shadow of a doubt that yes it is. It's also a great soundtrack for blowing shit up. Combat in Trash Heart is much improved over the original. It's still a run and gunner, but this time, your raccoon's shoulders work, allowing you to aim up and down. And you can find many different types of guns this go round, and they come in two categories, regular and super? Maybe? I don't remember what the two categories are specifically called. But regular guns have unlimited ammo, and super guns, or maybe special guns, require ammo. And this ammo replenishes as you shoot robots with your regular gun. It's a familiar system that's familiar for a reason. It works. The boss was kind of tough. I think I would have had an easier time with him had I actually switched up my weapons, but I don't do that in video games. I find a weapon I like and just beat my head against a wall until I win. In this case, I wouldn't put away the Uzi because it's an Uzi. Of course I wouldn't put it away. The Uzi's fire rate is insanely fast, but its accuracy and distance suck. Had I changed to the regular pistol, I could have dusted this robot cowboy from a distance with no problem. But that's not how I play, boys. I tell you all this because each gun you find comes with its own strengths and weaknesses, and thus each gun is more suited for specific scenarios or to specific play styles. I'm always a fan of this kind of gameplay approach. My only nitpick is that you can't swap guns on the fly. You must equip your guns at checkpoints, or dumpsters, and can only swap them there. It's not a bad setup, I just personally like swapping weapons on the fly. And I guess this is as good a segue as any to talk about the checkpoint system. Unlike Trash Quest and its single, lonely checkpoint, Trash Heart scatters checkpoints all over the map. And the reason's simple. Trash Heart is not a Microvania. In fact, the demo alone is already longer than the entire first game. Trash Heart is a full-blown, honest-to-goodness Metroidvania, and you can see it in its exploration. There are guns to find, robots to rescue, a hub area for rescued robots to hang, and provide you with rewards. There's currency and multiple shops to find with lots of stuff to buy. There's even find 3 of a thing to increase a stat, things to find. And there's even modifiers you can equip just like in that bug game. Now that's what I call Metroidvania. Joking aside, there's a lot to discover and the progression system is pretty slick, if not overly familiar. But again, familiar mechanics are familiar because they work. Let's finish this up by talking about platforming. The moment-to-moment stuff feels great. Tight controls, lots of jumping, and a handful of gimmicks like collapsing platforms, red thorns, and buzzsaws to keep you on your toes. But it's the dedicated platforming sections I really want to highlight. Trash Heart loves throwing these challenge rooms at you, both optional and required, and they're built purely to test your movement. Normally, mandatory gauntlets like this annoy me because backtracking later means doing the whole tricky section again. Trash Heart solves that problem beautifully. Each challenge has teleport stones at the start and end. Finish the section, activate the stone, and boom, you can skip it forever. It's not just convenient, it frees the dev to make these sections as heinous as he wants without worrying about ruining the flow. On top of that, the hazards in these rooms don't deal damage, so you can fail as much as you want without getting punted back to the nearest dumpster. Between the teleport stones and the no damage hazards in these sections, the game can crank up the difficulty without cranking up the frustration. The demo's challenges weren't too bad, but I can easily see the full release having some real bite. And there you have it. Overall, I was very impressed with the demo. There's a lot of potential here, and I enjoyed the hour or so I spent with it. As much as I loved the dev's previous game, Trash Heart feels like a major step up. I cannot wait to get my hands on the full release. And if you want to play the full release, consider backing the Kickstarter. Again, I put a link in the description and pinned comment. If you're not in a position to back the game, then consider wishlisting it and trying the demo for yourself. These things also help the developer. Thanks for watching. What do you think about Trash Heart? Are you as surprised as I am to see the series move from Microvania to full-fledged Metroidvania? Let me know what you think in the comments. And feel free to like, subscribe, and share. Every little bit helps. Until next time, later, nerds.